Oh man, it's time to get settled in. All right, let's do this. It's always funny because the first like 10 seconds of every show, nobody ever gets to see it because nobody gets notified that fast. So I'm always like, what do I do in that first 10 seconds? And every once in a while I blank out about what the hell I'm supposed to do in the first 10 seconds while nobody got notified. But y'all know what it is. It's your boy Matt Ryce, Race Talk Ryce. It's Wednesday night. And that means it's time for the Race Talk Ryce show. Now y'all know the deal. We always start at least a few minutes early because we need people time, sit down, relax, all that kind of good stuff. Let's see if we can do this. Oh yeah, we can. Look at that. We can hit the old share button and get some sharers out there. If you guys know anything about that. What's going on, everybody? I see everybody in the comments. What's up, Chris? I see Mike Jones watching. I see Karen Price up in there. Ray Riggleman. Look at that. Gary Sparks. Corey Brandon. I see everybody. I see y'all. I think we're going to switch it up. I'm trying to figure out when the best time to ask everybody where they're from is. Because it's got to be a time that I can allow for enough delay for you guys to hear it, make the comments, and then it not be like 10 minutes later when I'm talking about something else that I forget about it. We'll just do that right now. Matter of fact, we'll do that right now. While we got people joining and everything else, everybody in the comments, drop where you guys are watching from, where you guys are tuning in from tonight. Aaron Gonzales watching from Texas. I think I've hit enough of this button. I do believe. Hola, grab the popcorn, everybody. So everybody let me know in the comments below where you guys are watching from. We got Wisconsin in the house. I've seen Texas. I've seen a couple states. West Virginia. West Virginia's in the house as well. I also, in the background, if this is going to work, wanted to play you guys one of the wildest song mashups I've ever heard. And if you guys can hear it in the background. Central Ohio in the house. New York. Money in the Bank. I don't know if you guys can hear this mashup, but this is crazy. I heard this today. I wanted to share it. Florida, North Carolina. All right. Man, we got just about everybody tuned in. So y'all know the deal. We got another Florida in the comments. Oh, it's time for me to crack this bad boy right here. Northeast Indiana. Shout out to Rip It. They hooked me up with a care package. I appreciate that, guys. Somebody did ask, and I didn't get a chance to answer. No, Rip It is not a sponsor of the show. They just, I'd been talking to them a little bit, and they shot me out a care package, which is pretty dope. So I wanted to give them a shout out. Tennessee working in Georgia, Kansas, Virginia, everybody in the comments. Well, you guys know the deal. It is 9 o'clock Wednesday night, so it is time for Race Talk with Ryce with your boy Matt Ryce. And tonight we've got two awesome guests. We've got Luke, AK-47, AK Wheel Standing Bumper, putting on a bumper, F-Body Monster. He's been racing a bunch, racing on the streets, everything else. We're going to talk to him a little bit. And we've got Aaron Gonzales, Aaron's NXGonzo. If you guys are not familiar with him, maybe not by first name, but you guys have probably seen the videos. So it's dope to have another guy on here, another guest that does videos. We get to talk about some of that kind of stuff as well. So, as you guys know, the Race Talk with Ryce program would not be possible without the help of the sponsors. That's right, Snake Eater Performance. They got the injectors for the low. They got a good quality injector, great warranty at a low price. DNR5 at checkout, coupon code saves you 5% on that. VS Racing, some folks have been down from the beginning. Another budget-friendly turbo that works. They've been putting in work for years. We got No Prep Racing, your source, the group and the website, your source for all the latest No Prep. I'll stay up to date on all that news and information there. Skinny Sauce, come on, y'all know the deal. Everybody right now is working with Skinnies. It is a good time to be with Skinnies. I'll tell you guys that they're winning a lot of races all over the place. I see them post up all the time about winning races with Skinnies. Trick Turbo, they make the turbo kits for the GMCs, Chevy Silverados, those trucks. Bolt-on turbo kit fits very well. They do one thing, they do it very well. They've got some other parts as well, but that's what they really specialize in. That's where you're going to get a good deal on that stuff and something that's going to bolt on, work properly. I know he's also working on some newer stuff as well. I think they're doing some R&D on some new stuff as well, so that's going to be coming too. Street Car Fabrication, come on. They got the flanges that are more beautiful than I would ever probably touch because I feel like it needs to be on a mantle, not on the car. But they have a high quality billet CNC machine flanges, all kinds of turbo flanges, and they are absolutely dope. They recently dropped the prices on everything. You can't beat it right now. It's never been that cheap. We've also got Gap, Great Apparel Printing and Design. They make the Race Talk with Ryce shirts, which... let me look at the date. Yeah, which is still is being worked on, and we're gonna have a whole new order of Race Talk with Ryce shirts coming soon. So that's what we got going on there. Make sure you guys check all them out. And I think it's about time to get started with the show. We're almost there. We're almost there. I feel like I got a lot of thank yous I got to give out. A lot of thank yous and a little bit of update. For those of you guys that were wondering, we're working on getting all the Delaware, Maryland guys, the local guys to me on the show. It's a little bit hard right now. We weren't able to do it tonight because it's just hard to schedule that many people at once and on short notice. But we're working on that. I want to give a big thank you to Pro Parties. They were the deal. They were the driving force behind the trip out to JJ's Arm Drop. Excuse me, in Owensboro, Kentucky, Windy Hollow Dragway. That was a dope time this weekend. And then Sunday service. I think we've posted about it, or we've talked about it enough to say that Sunday service was in the house. We had a good time. That's all I'm going to say about that. We'll talk about that maybe a little bit later. But I also know that I still got to get Billy videos for that, actually. But we may or may not have videos. It may or may not happen. We'll see. So, with that being said, it's time to get some guests on. Oh, did I turn the thing on? I didn't. Our first guest tonight, Luke. We're going to see if we can bring... Luke!
Hey, here we go.
What's going on, my brother?
Not a whole lot. Relaxing this evening.
Relaxing. Are you guys getting the heat wave like we're getting out here?
Yeah, absolutely. It's extremely hot. So
that's terrible. Well, look, for folks just tuning in, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you drive.
I'm Luke Corcoran. I am out of Southern Ohio, Chillicothe, Ohio, to be exact. I have a 2000. Yeah, Chillicothe. That's a good one. I have a 2001 Camaro SS. Call it AK-47. It's a stock bottom end nitrous car that just so happens to work a little bit on the street.
Is it because I don't know if I've ever asked. Is it a stock bottom LS1?
Like it's no, it's an LS2 block. LS2.
Okay.
Yep. So.
Gotcha. So we've been seeing a lot. A lot of folks have been seeing the videos because you've been having this thing where you've been putting it on a bumper lately.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. It happened down in Oklahoma. I think it happened. Well, it happened at the last Sunday, the first Sunday service.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. And then now, I'll tell you, I've seen it in person. It seems like you're starting to get it figured out.
Yeah, it took a little bit of testing, and I knew it was going to because right off the rip, I've just been straight into it. As far as being straight into it, I mean, like I finished the car in a McDonald's parking lot in Missouri on my way to Sayre.
Nice.
Then, you know.
So you haven't even had the car out that long.
No, I just finished it up literally right as we was on our way to Sayre.
Yeah.
And, you know, last year it was basically the same setup, but this year I cut the front end off. It has a Rock Solid Motorsports front half kit on it.
Right.
And I switched everything over to Holley EFI, got rid of all the stock ECU. So
the factory computer stuff. Now, because the videos went so crazy, like there was a lot of comments, and there was people commenting there like that they had owned the car. Were any of those people actually people that owned the car before you?
There was. The guy I got it off of. I seen him comment on some, and me and him don't really get along. There was a little bit of something behind that, but it.
Yeah, neither here nor there. But I'm just always curious because people see a car video and they're like, Oh man, I should have never got. And I think sometimes they're just doing it for attention. Like they
Yeah.
didn't actually own the car.
No, there was a guy commenting, Clint. He did own the car quite a few years back. So
Gotcha. So how long have you had it?
I've had it for about a year and a half now.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
So then cut the front off, got the Holley EFI on it. Do you have a progressive system?
The progressor's in the Holley.
The progressor's in the Holley.
Yep.
All right. So that's what I was trying to figure out, because we saw you making some passes Sunday that looked really, really good. And then I know somebody said something about turning it up, and you're like, nope, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. It's time to change the jets to stay ahead on the big end. It's not too bad for hitting it with 250.
Right.
My advantage is 60-footing these guys with all these big power cars and lightweight cars. My car's not light; it's heavy.
Yeah, it's an F body, so it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the skinniest of things.
Yeah, and it's not. It does have some. It's not got a whole lot of stuff left, like the heater box and shit ain't in it anymore.
Yeah, and you
radio
got the
ain't
front
in
end on it. But
Yeah.
even still, they're not. You know what I mean? They're pretty heavy cars to begin with, so you
Yeah.
got to go a lot. You know what I mean? To keep up with like a Fox body or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was been the secret? Because from the last time I saw you to now, it looked like, I knew the car was fast, but it looked like a different car.
Just testing. Put a little shocks, a few clicks in the shocks, and tied the front end down, and went out and tested all Saturday night, and finally got it straightened up and started making some decent hits. So figured it was ready to go.
That's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, is just how much time goes into testing and goes into being prepared and remembering your trunk keys. And all of these things too.
Oh, damn.
For those of you keeping track at home, that's one.
That's
I got
one.
more. I got more.
That's rough. Damn.
But on a serious note, a lot of time goes into that stuff, and I think people don't realize just how much.
You're right. There's people that don't realize. I work a regular job. I work 7 to 5. We got an hour and 15-minute drive to work every day. This car, to be competitive with these guys and to be able to go out and race, I have to come home, work on the car. It's nice getting a break. I'm not saying I work on it every night, but
right.
I'm out in the garage making sure everything's ready to go every night. It's late nights, early mornings. I mean, it's serious time into the car to get it.
That's a lot of what it takes. I mean, and I think another thing that's cool is that every time I see you out, I see the family with you too.
Yeah, the support from my mom and dad and my buddies, it's unreal. I would have never got the car back together if it wasn't for them and my buddies. It's crazy, because I hit a spot for a while where I was just kind of like, oh man, I don't know if I want to, it's fine if the car sits. But then it was one night, I don't even remember, but you hit me up and you're like, hey, you're up next on the alternate list for Sayer.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, it's time to get it together. So
it's time to make it happen.
Yeah, it's time to make it happen.
In the comments because they can't hear me. But usually what happens is when a guest joins on, for some reason Facebook automatically cuts my volume. So
yeah,
as long as you can hear me, we're good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Apologize to the guests. I mean, maybe try to turn it up a little bit. This is the best I got. Got another S10 coming out in soon. They say in Delaware. Eric Mann's in here. Eric Mann's missed one, unfortunately. So we'll get that. Shit. Now, with that being said, you got it together, got to Sayer. Was that the longest distance you've ever driven to race?
To race, yeah, absolutely. And it was a good time. I was glad I went. It wasn't exactly what we expected when we got there, but it was definitely worth it. It was something, just something about the excitement, just getting the car together on the way there.
And you won tires.
And I won tires, yeah.
Shout out 918 Motorsports.
Yes, absolutely. They're awesome. Still running them. So.
Is that what's on the car now?
Yep. Yeah.
That's what's up. And see, that's the cool thing is you always love to see, people win stuff, but it's even more when they're actually going to put it to use. They're not going to, you know what I mean? They're not going to sit off to the side for a while or anything like that.
Well, when we went to Sayer, the car was on radials, and When I bought the wheels and tires off of one of the people that hooked me up, it's Jeff and Erica Green at CIA Performance. They hooked me up with the wheels really cheap, and they give me the set of tires. And I was like, well, I don't really run radials, but you know what? I'll give it a shot. So that's what I done. Had it on the radials, and really it helped because I didn't have a whole lot of cash to go out and buy a brand new set of slicks. And then winning them on top, that was kind of icing on the cake.
And that was and this is actually funny because there's a lot of connections here. That was actually where I know I had gotten a video, and Aaron Gonzales and NXGonzo got a video, and that video in Sarah went crazy putting you on the bumper.
Yeah, it did. It was funny when we was in the driver's meeting. I know you was there. I don't know if you remember, but Bill Hoskinson, he was like, "There's somebody here that's going to put their car on the bumper," and everybody just kind of snickered or didn't really think anything about it. And I went out there, and we had that test pass. I made a test pass, and the car went A to B. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. The road's really sticky. It's going to take a lot. So I went back, and I hit it a little harder. And then it was first round, and I had the buy. And I just ran it on motor because I didn't bring a whole lot of nitrous with me.
Right. I remember because you came up to the line, and you were like, I saw you purge it.
Yeah.
And you stopped, and then you purged it again. Yeah. And then it took off, and I was like, because I was taking a video, and I was like, well, what the hell happened? Like, she was purging.
I was going back and forth. I was like, do I want to spray it? No, I don't know. So, I didn't, and I really wish I would have, because it would have went up on the bumper first round with the buy, and it would have looked cool, and I wouldn't have lost the race.
Right. And then you would have had a chance to make an adjustment and keep it, a little bit further down.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, that's awesome, and then that's led to more of the wheelies in the street action. What do you race on a prep track, like normal test and tune stuff or anything, or do you only back half of the track, street stuff, that kind of stuff?
It's just back half the track, street, no prep stuff. I'm not, and it's not because I'm against any event. I'll go to the events. And I'll definitely go watch and support tracks. Yeah, it's not that. But my car makes a whole lot less power than most of these guys, and it's heavier than most of these guys, and I really can't compete on a real prep track. I want to be honest about that. The car does run good, it moves out good, but it just on a prep track I can't compete. And,
well, that's the thing too, because you mentioned it being heavier, and I noticed. A lot of, and I mean, this is like common knowledge. I'm not giving away secrets here, but when I see everybody doing the no prep stuff, everybody's usually adding weight. And it's funny because always trying to take it away, get as light as you can, shave that time. But no prep stuff, being a little heavier is actually, kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing these wheelies with 100% no ballast in the car, so that's just what it's been doing.
And streetcar too. You can take it out if you want to, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not the most comfortable or most enjoyable thing to just go cruise, but I live about 15 miles, 12 miles from town, but I can definitely hop in the car, cruise it on into town, do whatever I want.
Look,
go
what's
out to
funny
eat.
is my buddy, my best friend, actually has like almost an identical F body in terms of like it's the pewter color, you know what I mean, and it's that same year, but his is just, I think he actually blew it up, but he never he never really did much with it. It's not built or anything. But we were talking about like how fun it would be to do cool shit with that car, and we're like, but the air conditioning, we like the air conditioning.
Yeah.
And then we were like, but the T-tops will save us.
No, T-tops make it way worse. Everybody's like, why don't you take the T-tops up, because it makes it way worse. Absolutely, way worse.
It does, because then on top of being hot. Bill said he thought he was my best buddy. He's low-key kind of pissed. We'll work on that, Bill. But on top of that, then you got the sun beating down on you and everything else, and it just makes it a miserable experience.
Yeah, it does.
So what do you have? Well, do you want to talk about Sunday service?
Yeah, that's cool. Absolutely.
All right, so we had Sunday service, and we won't say when, where, any of that. We'll just say we had Sunday service. And it was an interesting day. I think we had like 10. I think we had 10 in a small tire. We had some guys from Delaware. Shout out to 302, Maryland, 410, that whole deal. Some of those guys came into town. And we had ourselves a little bit of a race there.
Yeah, it worked out good because there was 5 out-of-town guys and 5 Ohio guys. You had Rusty Armstrong and Chris Pilato out of West Virginia. Them guys was there. So
yeah, Chris Pilato's a gangster. I've got a GoPro video of him making a hit, right? And then
with his arm out the window.
Yeah, but I had the GoPro on the window behind his arm, so you could see him driving this big funky. I'm gonna have to send it to you. Big funky steering wheel all over the place, and then just arm out the window.
That's awesome.
From this side of town, we had Dave Pearson came out, Tom Binkley came out. He was racing. We had Tommy Lynch, and we had Poppy, and we'll talk about Poppy last. And there's a reason for that, but those guys came out, raced, had a good time, and I know one of the races, the one with you and Tommy, was a damn good race.
Yeah,
it was super close.
Yeah, well, honestly, I mean, every race was. First round, I had Chris in the Falcon, and I just watched it weekend before at Midnight Madness, and I was like, damn, he's kind of got a hold of this thing. It's going to be kind of rough. And
hold on. Midnight Madness. You want to tell the story about Midnight Madness?
Which one? Which part?
Why you were there, what you said to me when you got there?
About leaving the bachelor party?
Yeah. This man was at a bachelor party.
I seen Ron's in here, the guy's bachelor party I was at. So, Ron, love you, buddy.
Maybe we shouldn't have brought that up.
No, it's cool. We was doing some stuff with him, and then we went back to his house. I'm like, yeah, I hate to do it, but I'm going to drop out. I'm going to KD. He's like, I knew you was going to. I knew it. I was
Midnight Madness time.
Yep, time to go. So, hate to do it, but I'm out.
So that's the story of dedication there. Dropped out of the bachelor party real quick, so you got to go to Midnight Madness.
That I helped plan. That's the worst part.
Well, you know what? I don't think so. I think it's better because at least you helped plan it. You know what I mean? Like, at least you didn't just do nothing, show up for a little bit, and then leave. Like, you did something. You helped plan it. All right. So seeing Chris at Midnight Madness, he was putting it down. That little Falcon moves out, and that was the first round, right?
Yeah, I had him first round, and Carr left good, and I was out. And that was probably, I don't think I was the best pass of the day, but the car felt real good, and I heard him coming. It was right after the finish line. He was coming around, so
he was freight training.
Yeah, that's what I can expect on all these turbo cars.
So, with that being said, are you against the turbo? Are you
not at all. I mean, I had a turbo car, and I was originally nitrous. I'll go back to racing a Fox body at 16 years old with nitrous on it. I just kind of wanted to get back nitrous, and when I ended up working out a deal for this car, it just kind of all worked out. But
See, I'm a fan of nitrous because, like, I love the mile-an-hour feeling of the turbo and everything and the way it moves. But that nitrous initial hit just feels so awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of what I liked. I wanted to get back to the first 60 foot. And I'm not saying turbo cars can't 60 foot because they can, but the initial hit is something else.
It's violent. You can feel it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wakes you up.
It was like that first pass in Sayre. That was the first time that I had ever been up that high. I've done decent little wheelies, but when I let go of the brake, I was like looking at the clouds. I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch! This wasn't supposed to happen." And I finally got it tamed down a little bit for it to come down. And then that first Sunday service, same thing happened. It went up. I was like, "Oh shit! Here we go again."
Here we go again. Oh.
Right. It's funny because right before that pass, I walked out. And I was stepping in the groove, and I was feeling it. And I walked back, and I told all my guys, my dad, I was like, well, I'm not making a change, but I'm about to go for one hell of a ride here.
So it's coming. Like, shit's about
to I knew it was coming, that pass. I did. I probably should have made a change, but oh well.
You know what? And shout out for not killing me, because you were coming a little this way, but I appreciate you not killing me. So let's get back to it. Last Sunday service, what did you do round two?
Round two, we ended up drawing Tommy Lynch with the Fox body. And
that was round two.
Yeah, that was round two. And that was another one. We left pretty close. I was out, but he was right there beside me, and I could tell when his car started spinning, and I was out, but he must have got it scooped back up because he was coming again. I could hear it coming too. So
yeah, he was having an issue with it was leaving the line pretty well, and then I think maybe when the second kit was coming on or something. It was
Yeah,
just
something,
smoking.
because it was white smoke in the tires.
It was white smoking the tires, and then it made it. That's what made it worse. Is from the start line when he smoked the tires, then we couldn't see as well. You know what I mean? So we're like, damn, that. You know what I mean? We knew it was close. Couldn't even tell how close it was.
Yeah.
So got past round 2, and then we're into round 3.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm having a few issues here with the back feed.
Oh no, here we go.
Hold on. Let me try this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, we're good now.
All right, we're
No,
getting
that
rock
worked.
and roll. So then round 3.
Round 3. At that point, it was just me, Corey Brandon, and Poppy left. And Corey Brandon had to buy right before that. And then Poppy ended up drawing the buy for round 3. And it was me and Corey. And I hated that because we was the last 2 Ohio guys. But it was a little F-body on F-body action. So that was cool.
Yep.
I know he was having a few little issues. His car apparently takes a little while to stage, but
if we were having a few little issues, and I'll tell you this, and this is because I've got a bunch of questions for people, about the stuff we do, but I want folks to know that I go back, like I went back, since that day, and I've looked and I've counted and everything, because I try to be on my P's and Q's and make sure that anything we do, we're consistently trying to do it better and better and better. So that's what I'm gonna say about that. But
yeah.
Took him a little bit of time to get up on there. He ended up hitting a bump. Not sure what happened, but you were out, and that was round 3.
Yeah, that was round 3. So then it was on to the finals. Me and the little Toyota. That is a fast little car.
That is a fast little car. Yep. A little turbo, and it's a 4-cylinder turbo deal.
Crazy. Hate to admit it, but yep, got outrun by one.
I know it's a hard thing to say, but I'll tell you what, he he's like won shootouts in this area before, or at least come real close in the semifinals. Poppy is definitely a bad dude.
Yeah, for sure.
That was an awesome final to see, and then that round, it looked like maybe, I think lane choice was really significant in that round.
When I raced Corey Brandon before, I was in the left lane, and the car left harder in the left lane than it did all day. So I was like, well, I asked him what lane he wanted. And he's like, I kind of was wanting the right. I was like, that's fine. I want the left. That's fine. And my car, again, it left hard.
So it had a good experience in the left lane before.
Yeah, I was totally fine. And it don't matter. I mean, my car works anywhere. I mean, I don't care where you put me. It's going to work. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, I got out, and I don't know how far out it was, but it was right as soon as I got into second gear. I kind of felt the car wiggle a little bit. And I stayed in it, but when it got a little loose, there was no making up the ground that he was gaining at that point. We was pretty close beside each other up until that point. So.
And then it started doing the wiggle.
Yeah.
And then we were driving a little bit again.
Yeah.
So I mean, now I got to say, for talking about finishing the car up before Oklahoma, which was not that long ago, and there's been some races in between, but I mean, to make it into the finals over there at Sunday Service, I mean, you got to be pretty happy with that.
Oh, I'm stoked.
Things are coming around pretty quick.
Yeah, I am. I'm super stoked, and I'm taking a break from racing this weekend while it's a little hurting. I am going to go up to Mags and help out Corey Brandon.
Night.
Yep. But next weekend's one of the weekends I've been looking forward to. Where we're going. So,
are you going to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you racing in it?
Yes, sir.
My man, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I wish look, all I'm going to say, because we can't talk about that, but it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be epic. That's the only word for it. It's going to be
Did you see Nick with Dirty 30 got a damn school bus?
No, did he really? For the trip?
I think, well, I mean, for every trip.
For every That's got to be like the most dedicated racer I know.
He drove across the country to buy a school bus. and He's on his way back in the school bus right now. But I think that might be the first trip for the school bus.
The school
Or
bus.
it's gonna be called the school bus, obviously. But oh man. So that's gonna be an exciting trip. I'm really, really hyped up about that one.
Yeah, me too, for sure.
What
And
what now? We'll just say, going to race an event like that. What kind of preparations are you taking, to be ready for it?
um, going out in the garage basically every night after work, at least tinker with the car, making sure, putting new plugs in it. I try to make sure everything's ready, fill the nitrous bottles the night before, especially with the Sunday service deal being so early in the morning. Everything was ready the night before, car was loaded.
Right.
Um, a few weeks ago, I guess it was the first Sunday service that weekend. I was on my way home from work, and my buddies, they was wanting to. It was when Streetcar Taker was in town. Um,
Yeah.
they was it was my buddy Dylan and Derek, and they was wanting to go up to like that pre-meet or whatever, and
Yeah.
they wanted to take my car. I was like, okay, that's fine. Meet me at the house, and I ran in the house, showered, and got ready and all kind of shit. And by the time I was done, they had the car on the trailer strapped, locked down, ready to go. I mean, it's my friends, and my dad, my mom's help that really get me to be able to get prepped for all these little races and
Absolutely.
events.
Is your mom and dad going on that trip?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's gonna be so gangster.
Yeah,
Like that's
absolutely.
so awesome. Like I love seeing it too, and it's always funny because every once in a while we'll like when you're racing, we'll catch your mom's reaction in the
Yeah,
background
yeah,
somewhere, and she's always so hyped and so
yeah,
supportive. I'm like, that's the shit. That's the shit I'm talking about right there. That's awesome.
yeah. It's it's a good feeling to come back and watch the videos and see all that.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, brother, it is about that time where we gotta swap out, get to the next guest. Is there anybody else that you want to thank for
uh,
being a part of your program before we jump off here?
yeah, let me find my little list here. I got
Oh, you
yeah,
got lists? I
I got a
got
little
lists.
list. Yeah,
I
sure
got
do.
lists and dates and everything else.
Let me get this pulled up. So, first off, Turner Racing Transmissions. Mike Turner, hell of a man. He built a Turbo 400 in the car. I've not
Right.
had a single issue out of this transmission since the day I picked it up. It is nothing but badass. And at any time, if I did have an issue, anytime I message him, question anything, he replies instantly.
He's on it.
He's a hell of a guy. And then the guys, Rock Solid Motorsports, Stephen Eads and Joey Anthony, they're top-notch people. They sell a hell of a front half kit for a good price, and
Yeah, I've actually sold a couple of those kits. They're a good deal.
so the guys at Nitrous Outlet, Chris Adamson, been blowing him up the past few days, talking with him. Appreciate everything they're doing.
I just found an old picture in my phone. I want to tell you something funny about Nitrous Outlet. I found an old picture in my phone. I ordered new nitrous jets so I could up the jet.
Yeah,
And in the comments, I left upping the jet for the first time, show me some love or something, or like some support or whatever. They printed out a thing of Patrick Starr, and it said, "I'm rooting for you," and shoved them in with the Jets. I was like, see, these people are. I like messing with people that got a sense of humor. So shout out to them for that one.
yeah. Next up, Brandon Dollar, Low Dollar Motorsports. Hell of a guy. He supplies all my little sensors that I need for the car. I'm eventually going to get working my way into getting some shock sensors, but all the oil pressure sensor, all the pressure transducers, everything. He's my guy for that.
Nice.
Then, like I mentioned earlier, Jeff and Erica Green at CIA Performance. They're awesome people.
I think they're big in Ohio. I keep seeing their name on cars in Ohio.
Yeah, they're two of the best
They got
people.
a Mustang or something, right?
They have a Cadillac CTSV.
A Cadillac.
And,
Oh, I
Yep.
screwed up big time. Yeah.
and I think Jeff's working on a big tire car himself. But Jeff always tells me he's like, my place is your place, and he really means that. He's one of them guys that's just absolutely down to earth.
That's
and
awesome.
What he means is what he says is what he means, and he's there to help me at any time. Then the guys, Brian Tooley Racing, Jared Kokenauer and Aaron Shoemaker's the two that I always deal with when I call in and order parts. Everybody else there, they're awesome as well. But the guys at Brian Tooley Racing, they've been behind me for a few years now with just some little stuff,
Right.
being a dealer for them and whatnot. But I've got kind of close to some of them guys, talking to them every other day. They're always real quick on prices for me when I need it.
Nice.
Huge shout out to Scott Clark at Real Tuners, because when I was in that McDonald's parking lot in Missouri, He was on the phone with me. He was on his way to a dyno day. He would stop and pull over, and he'd call me. He's like, "All right, let's look over the log. You know, we got the car dialed in." And he let me go. He's like, "You put your nice tune-up in it, whatever you want. This is what I kind of recommend.
Right.
Go for it." The car's been top-notch ever since then. I mean, it's just phenomenal work and great customer service. Awesome guy.
Awesome.
Cox Locks and D's Nuts. It's my lug nuts. Justin Cox. He's a hell of a guy, local guy here in Ohio. He got me lug nuts in a pretty short notice right before the race. Appreciate that a ton. SKINNIES. That was what I done the big first wheelie with down at the first Sunday service. Convinced me right then, and I'm a believer. I love it. I've talked to Justin.
We're using it again Sunday service.
Yeah, I've talked to Justin a few times now, and he sent me a little care package with some stuff. Got a sticker on the car, and appreciate everything he's done for me. He's a hell of a guy too. So
that's awesome.
And then obviously want to thank you and Bill and Billy at Street Racing Channel. You guys, kind of helping me, get a little more known, and can't do nothing but thank you guys a ton.
No, man, that's awesome. It's fun. Like, this is the thing. I really enjoy seeing people who are having a good time and having fun. I posted one of them videos on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
And I think I posted.
What's a TikTok?
What's a TikTok? We'll get into that later. But the comments, people were like, well, but he didn't win. But he didn't win. I'm like, man, it doesn't matter. Like, if you had seen the smile on his face,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, he didn't win, but it's okay because he knows the car's fast. He knows he's got a little bit of work to do to it, but he's got a contender. And, you know what I mean? It's awesome to be able to share that with people, or at least a little part of it. So I want to thank you very much, Luke. Thank you for coming on tonight.
And then one last thing, like I said, all my friends that helped me get the car together. Tim Gibson is the guy that drives most of the way for me. I want to thank him too, because without him, I really, he drives mostly anywhere we go. So, I just wanted to make sure all that was said. So before we got out of here.
Absolutely. Well, shout out to Tim, because look, I drive, and I know how much of a pain that can be. And look, I'm usually in a rental, a little thing, just whipping it, not with a truck and trailer. It's even worse. It takes longer. But Luke, thank you very much for coming on. I wish you the best of luck. I will see you probably this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Either hanging out or something. Oh, yeah, you said you're helping
Corey Brandon.
Yep, helping Corey. Perfect. So that's going to be dope. And then the next weekend we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
Sounds good, brother. All right. Well, I'm going to get you off here for now. Oh, man. That was my man, Luke. Luke is a cool ass dude. Look, he's a guy that I think really somebody I've seen out there that exemplifies having fun and enjoying what you're doing, and you know what I mean. He's having a great time, and yes, he's getting faster. You know what I mean, which is awesome to see. He's being competitive, but he's one of those guys. Him and his family, you can really tell they just enjoy being out there. They love it. You know what I mean. They're right in that moment is exactly where they want to be. So shout out to them folks. And now we are at the middle of the show, which is usually time for announcements. So I've got one big announcement. I'll hold that off to the end. But upcoming events. We have got this weekend, Friday, Detroit Hood TVs, Pour Your Own Prep, Mile and Dragway, back half of the track. You guys know the deal. I'm banging a light. That's going to be a good time. For anybody concerned about that race, I'll tell you this. We are taking this race very seriously. I've been on the phone with Mike from Detroit Hood TV, getting it squared away. We've got a bunch of new stuff we're going to well, not a bunch of new stuff. I'm not going to make it sound like it's crazy, but we got some new stuff we're going to implement that's really going to help keep everything smooth, productive, and on its way. And that's awesome because, like I said, if you're not consistently improving or thinking, how can I do this better, that's how you're going to get screwed up. Always be improving. And then Saturday, No Prep Mania over at Mags, Ted and Jim's Drag Racing Adventure. No, Ted and Jim's Dragway of Magnolia. That's what it's called, actually. But we got No Prep Mania. I also want to shout out one of the guys coming to that because there's another guy who's really, really good dude and I think should get some more credit for what he's doing. Noah Stein. Noah Stein's actually from Connecticut, and he's driving that LS powered twin turbo Malibu. He's another, you know what I mean, another Skinnies guy, but he's been kicking ass, and he's driving a lot of distances. You know what I mean, a long distance to make stuff happen. People always ask me, well, how are we going to make this happen? How do we, you know what I mean, get, you know, better or more recognized, or how do we do this, that, and the other? The answer is leave the immediate area that you are in. That's it. Go travel. Go hit the road. Go, you know what I mean? Go earn it. Go out there and be hungry. And, you know, guys like Noah who are out there doing it, driving from Connecticut everywhere, that's crazy. So we got No Prep Mania. Then, oh, Karen, I don't even know what the date is. Great American No Prep Weekend presented by Race Star Wheels. That's coming up in like October. That's not coming up anytime soon. I can't quite talk about what we are doing next. Oh, and time for the big announcement. I wanted to thank absolutely each and every one of you. I put up a Facebook post the other day, I believe it was yesterday, about inviting friends to like the page. And I will tell you, the last time I checked, we were less than 150 people away from having 20,000 followers. So we went from 10 to 20 pretty quickly, and all of that is thanks to you guys. So thank you guys very much. Every one of you guys watching, every one of you guys that did that, helped it out. I appreciate that greatly, because that's pretty dope. Now, I've returned a favor on some of them. I'm working on the rest of them as well. I don't want to send out 10 million things at once, because then it's going to get all screwed up. But thank you guys very, very much. So, but I believe what you're supposed to do is not celebrate 20. You're supposed to celebrate 25K. It's supposed to go 10, 25, 50, and then 100, like in orders of celebration. So we got some steps. We got some steps to go through. But we're going to make it happen. I'm going to start looking in here for our next guest, Aaron Gonzales. You guys might know him as NXGonzo. Or NXGonzo, I'm sorry. I screwed that all up. But it happens. Slower than you said. He got me like 5 of those. He got me a dope shirt and some dope 325 stock bottom end stickers, which is awesome, and also means that I'm probably never going to run anything but a Junkyard 5.3 for the rest of my life.
What up?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, you know, just sitting here. Live stream happen.
Gotcha. Tuning in. So for everybody watching at home that may or may not know, tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on here and everything. And my name's Aaron Gonzales, and I go by NXGonzo Video and some other names that I can't say on here, but I go by a
not
few
publicly.
names.
Your name isn't what it is; it's what you answer to, right?
That's right. It's whatever you turn around when somebody else yells it.
Exactly. So, and you're from down in the south. How long?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm from Wichita Falls, Texas. It's about 2 hours north of Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Dallas-Fort Worth. So down there in the heat. Now, see, this is a question I have. You film out there, so you may be able to tell me. Is there? There's a lot of concrete out there, right?
Right.
And well, this is like something. I'm from the Northeast. I didn't know this, but somebody was telling me who owns a concrete business down there that it's like it's too hot for the blacktop. That's why they do everything in concrete.
Man, we got blacktop too. The further, it seems like the further south you go, like around the Houston area, that is like the mecca of concrete. That's where you see so much stuff happening on the street because they pour a lot of concrete. Around my area, there's a lot of asphalt still, and then up north, you know, it kind of just gets more asphalty.
Yeah.
So.
Now, my question is, how long have you been making videos?
Oh man, I'd say 5 years. I don't really.
Shit.
I'm gonna say that number. It might be a little bit less. It might be a little bit more. I haven't really thought about it recently, but it's been a little while. It's been a little while.
It's been a hot damn while, because I know I was watching your videos. I feel like back in the day. That's why I'm wondering. Like, I feel like
it might be longer, dude. It's crazy how fast time has flown. Ever since when I first started this deal, I was like, this is kind of cool. You know, I'm having fun with it. And then it kind of got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's not even close to where I want it to be yet, but I've gotten a little recognition from it, and that is just, it just trips me out. I don't understand it. I think it's
Right.
awesome. Everybody that freaking, if I see them at a race and they're like, "Hey, what's up, man? You know, what's up, NXGonzo?" I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" You know, I wish I knew them better. And
Right.
usually when I'm at a race, I'm usually just tuned into the track,
Right.
and I'll say, "Hey, what's up?" But then as soon as I start talking to him, car fires up. I'm like, "I gotta go." You know,
I'm
here's the
out.
race. You know, yeah. So,
Now
but yeah, I've been doing it for a while.
it's crazy because being in that position, there's a I don't think it's something I understand a little bit. I don't think people also understand how much just pure running around it takes to get stuff done on race day or during a race.
Yeah, it's busy, and a lot of people they'll be like, "Hey, y'all do a great job. Y'all are awesome," and they don't realize it's not a y'all thing. It's just a me thing. But I don't want to be an ass. I don't want to be an ass and be like, "Yeah, man, it's all about me. You know, it's all me." You know, like I I do the footage and I do the the editing and I do the
Right.
merchandise, but I also have some great sponsors that take care of me and help me out. And it's not all me thing, but like as far as the stuff that usually gets put up, that's usually mostly me. I've had some
Right.
people contribute, and I don't know. Sorry
Uh-oh.
about that.
You got froze
I
up.
really appreciate, yeah, I really appreciate that part. People, contributing. I had some people reach out to me too about helping me film because that's the only thing that I kind of get, people kind of get onto me about. They're like, well, you need more angles. You need more angles, and I'm just like, I got one shot to get the good
Right.
footage. If I don't get it, I'll put GoPros on cars, but it's hard,
Yeah.
as it's hard to run around and
Look.
get the GoPros off the cars, and if the
Oh.
team is cool, they'll bring them back up to you. If not, your GoPro is out and never land out in the pits. So
That's the
it's
thing.
it's
Like, that's what upset me so much. I did JJ's arm drop in Kentucky, right? The return road was literally right next to the track, right?
right.
So I could literally jump the fence, take the GoPro off on the return road, turn around, stick it on during the burnout. And I was like, this is perfect. You know what I mean? Very rarely do you get that opportunity.
Yeah.
It's usually a lot of chasing out into the abyss, into the middle of nowhere. And then,
Right.
so I went through all that, and I think my memory card fried itself with probably some of the best GoPro footage I've ever gotten.
Oh man.
It's about typical. But people don't
Yeah.
understand how much it takes to get those different angles and stuff and to do uh you know what I mean, to do it all, hit it from every angle. It's a lot.
Yep. It's a lot, especially uh, if you're one, like mine. I just go out there, I do my thing, and I get it done. But there's a lot of people that have multiple people there with them, and they'll have them chase stuff down, and like that. And in the future, I might pursue some of that, but I don't get it too bad. But every once in a while, people would be like, "Well, what was it like from the finish line?" I'm just like, I know what they called, and that's all I can
Look,
say.
look, you know what the worst thing is people ask me like while I'm filming, and I feel so bad about this, but like while I'm filming, or even when I'm flagging, they'll be like, "Hey, who won this race?" And I'm like, "I have no idea." I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't mean to be rude, but like you're asking me about a race 2 races ago. Like if I'm filming, I'm watching it through the camera and I'm making sure that's right. So I don't even really like know who wins. And then if I'm
Yeah.
flagging, like I'm so focused on my I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, whatever. You know what I mean? That that like I'm just calling it. They tell me in the headset and I'm calling it.
Yep. Well, usually like, and the same thing, and they'll be like, "Hey, who they got this round?" I'm just like, "I don't know, my brain's fried." Like you're sending out there.
Yeah.
Usually it's hot, and we got some heat down here. I'm telling you that right now. So you're out there, and you're just like, "I think I'm still at a racetrack, or I think I'm still out in the streets."
Right.
You just get so keyed into what's going on, and you want to make sure to always get the best footage you can, and I like filming from the starting line area. That's my jam. Some people like mid track,
Right.
but I really like to just like be on. I just like to be like next to the cars when they launch because that's just the I don't know.
Oh yeah.
That's my jam right there.
And people have asked me like, what do you enjoy about flagging? And I'm like, well, I'm 10 feet up when the cars first launch. I was like, it's an adrenaline rush, and it's probably the closest adrenaline rush I'm going to get to actually driving because I'm never going to get my car together at this rate.
It happens.
It happens to everybody. What is your favorite part about filming and and doing that?
Man, it really is after the fact, actually. I mean, I love going out there and filming and talking to people, but I really just like the reaction later on, like I'm doing this not for me as much, I'm doing this for the people that can't be there,
Right.
and that's why, like when I was at the Sayer deal, I try to keep, a live feed going on, and then I
Right.
also
Oh,
record the
you had
good
that
footage.
setup with the stick, with the camera
Yep,
in it. Yeah.
yep.
I need to
So
get that.
I
That thing is dope.
I want to make sure that, the people that can't be there, I want them to experience it. And then later on, I want to put together a good video of not just, the junky, live
Right.
feed stuff, like
Yeah,
they're
that's
like,
all,
why didn't you zoom it in? I'm like,
yeah.
wait, there's more. I will zoom it in. It will be
I will.
nice eventually, but not on the live feed.
And that's the thing. I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, not everybody can travel, and not everybody can go to these different races across the country and stuff. It doesn't mean that they like racing any less, or that they would want to watch it any less. It's just they can't physically be there. So
Yeah.
I think it's a what I mean. It's a service to folks across the country. It gets me kind of weird because you talk about live streaming, and like I think some like track owners are still in the belief that live streaming is bad for the track, and people aren't going to show up if you live stream it, or blah blah blah. But I think just about every event right now is live streamed, and there's a whole bunch of people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the
Yeah. Like
folks.
the people that are watching the live stream want to be there generally. I have
Right.
tried everything they possibly can do to be there, but either have work, have personal issues, have something going on in their lives where they can't make it.
Or it's just
And,
too
and that's,
physically far.
sorry, phone.
Oh, it's ringing and jacking you up.
Yeah, sorry. But
Hey,
yeah,
I feel you because mine rings a bunch too throughout the day, and I'm just like, it's always interrupting me on something.
yeah, and all the notifications. But yeah, it's one of those things. They try to be there. They want to be there. Lee, sorry. Um, they want to be there, but they can't. So
Right.
I don't really think it affects it too much. There might be a few people that are just like, I'll just watch it on the live stream. I'm not going to go travel and
Right.
anything like that. But people are definitely, I mean, this is amazing time for drag racing, by the way.
It
I've
is.
been in the drag racing industry as far as, I don't know if a lot of people know this. I have a full-time job at a dealership. I also work for a company called Nitrous Express. I also do social media for a company called Boost Lab in Florida. So
No shit.
yeah, I do a lot of stuff, but I don't really broadcast it that much too much,
No, because
because
that's true. Because like, I'm with you. Sometimes like there's some stuff I end up doing for people and shit, but it's like just low key off to the side. We get get stuff
right.
done and keep it moving.
But yeah, I do all this stuff and run a bunch of social media pages and crap like that. So I stay busy,
Do you want to
but
run mine?
yeah, right. Yeah, it might be after. I mean, you're gonna hit 100K before you know it, man.
Oh man. Speaking of, what is your goal? You said you weren't at where you want to be. What are your goals?
I'm really just. I mean, I've been trying to hit 100K in my Facebook for a while. Facebook's weird. It's so weird.
It
So
is.
you got to kind of find the niche and then go with it. But Instagram, I've hit 50 grand or 50,000. So that was pretty cool. That happened
That's
like a
big.
couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like Instagram a little bit more than Facebook, but
Say I'm no good at
Facebook.
Instagram.
Yeah, Facebook, you can put it out there, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It just wears you out when you work on something. It gets like 5 likes. You're like, man, this is really cool to me. But then Facebook's like, no.
Not
So
happening.
yeah, I'm not pumping money into Facebook, so that might be my problem. But
You know what? I haven't done it either. I won't spend money on Facebook advertising or none of that. You know what I mean?
right,
Like, I feel like people don't understand that's for people with like large marketing budgets and, bigger
yeah,
corporations and stuff to really be effective, I feel like.
oh yeah, totally, totally. They get in your live feed somehow. So,
what
but yeah.
are you doing on TikTok?
Oh, nothing. I downloaded it the other
Do it.
day. I looked at it and I was just like, uninstall it. But
I'm telling you, I'm seeing a surge of car videos on there right now.
well,
Get
I
them
might
ready.
need
I
to
know early.
dabble into that. But yeah, I saw you're pretty active on there. So I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I'll go check it out. And I was like, yeah, I don't even know what's going on. So I just
Dude, I
uninstalled
don't
it. I
even
was
know
like,
I don't even know half of it. I just take clips and put them on TikTok, and sometimes they work out. But gotta be groundbreaking. Gotta hit it first. I'm telling
yep.
everybody, get on TikTok. Join TikTok.
You're absolutely right. But yeah, that deal that you did the other day with well, actually yesterday, where you told everybody to go on their page, a community deal, that was awesome. It got me some likes definitely on that, so I appreciate that. But that's what you really have to do with people is just
Yeah.
collaborate and kind of, everybody's in this. So some in for different reasons, but there's a lot of people that are in this together, and you can definitely tell a community of people,
Yeah.
where
And
where they're at.
that's one of the dopest things about doing this, I think, is that, yes, sometimes you have folks that are, just are what they are, but there's a lot of good folks out there that you can work with, you know what I mean? Just help each other out, always looking to do something, you know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. And that's probably one of the coolest things, probably one of the things I enjoy most. I don't know if it's number one of the things I enjoy most about doing it, you know what I mean? Is
Right.
the people. There's a lot of great people out there doing stuff.
Yeah, it's cool, and it's just the people you get to meet, the personalities, like you guys coming over, from the east side of the U.S. You guys
Right.
coming over to where my stomping grounds when you went to Sayre. Like I was
Yeah.
like, these guys are coming all the way from freaking over there. I was like, I gotta go up and check this out and Sayre. I said I gotta go and see what the big deal is up here and what these guys are all about. And
Right.
that's when I met you, and it was pretty cool. I saw Billy and his dad there. They've made a lot of trips this year.
Yeah, they've
So
been they've been hard pounding. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because I was talking to somebody at JJ's deal, and we were talking about Billy, and they were like, "Man, that kid's really traveling." And I'm like, "That's what I'm telling people. Everybody, what's the number one thing to do right now? Travel, go out, meet people. You know what I mean? There are some awesome, awesome people in this racing community and world that you're gonna meet by getting outside. You know what I mean? Of your little area and just going out and meeting
right.
people."
Luckily, my area is like the street racing and track racing mecca. So
Yeah,
like I go
you're in a
two
good
hours
spot.
north, I'm in OKC. 2 hours south, I'm in DFW. 6 hours south, I'm in Houston, and I think it's 7 hours or 7.5 hours to KC. So it's like up and down, a lot. I don't really go east or west too much. I've been to like Lights Out, and I've been to Cots,
Right.
and that's about as. I've never been over to the West Coast too much.
How is Lights Out? I've always wanted to go to like one of Duck's events. It seems like a wild ass time.
Yeah, Lights Out. My experience was when Chief and Sean went,
Right.
and it was insane. Like
Oh
it
yeah.
was just crazy, and I didn't have a media pass, so Kyle from 1320, he was able to get me. I was able to film for myself, but he was able to get me up to the line,
Nice.
and it was like fluid in motion. Everybody was super professional, and there was
Right.
so much media there. Like
There.
we were
Yeah.
standing shoulder to shoulder, and so it was like a car would come up, and we'd all, we'd all
Everybody
we'd
just
all
love it.
pan together, and it was just
Right.
like, this is freaking amazing. Like it was just like everybody was just working together, and it was so professional. And I'm sitting here with my little Sony camera, and these guys got like some big professional cameras,
Right. I got the little
and I'm just
cannon
sitting
out
there.
here.
Yeah, I'm just like, well, this works, but it
Yeah.
was super cool. I don't know if I'll go again. After that experience, it's probably going to be harder to top that.
Yeah,
So,
and I
but
mean
I had,
sometimes events just have like, you know what I mean, certain events, certain ones, like, sometimes it's the first one or sometimes it's this or that or the other, like they just have something that you can never, you know what I mean, never replicate that
yeah,
feeling again.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was packed house, and they actually the fire marshal came out there and shut it down because it was so busy.
No
When
kidding.
you see something on Google Maps get backed up all the way to, I think it's, I don't know what highway, it's like 70 or something, like not 70. Big main highway. It was backed up all the way to the highway, and it was a while away. So, like
No shit.
it took us about 2 hours to get into that event. Just stop and go traffic, and then we
Right.
got in probably an hour before they shut the gates down and said nobody else can come in. I was like, wow,
That's
that's
wild.
that is saying something. So,
So, I
but
mean,
yeah.
that one sounds like it's pretty hard to top, but do you have a favorite place to go like, city or certain track or certain street or
The Kansas City guys, they always put on a good show. Limpy, everywhere he goes, anything he's a part of, I try to support. And
right,
I like the DFW stuff's pretty cool. I've gotten to know all the spots pretty good for street racing there.
right,
So we go out, we go have a good time. And Richard, he's pretty much running Oklahoma City as far as the street action goes.
right.
And he always makes sure to put on a pretty good show. But everybody's been traveling this year more so than I think sometimes the cops kind of know where stuff is after a little while, so you gotta move
Yeah.
around. And but all this, as far as one that's just top, and I can't even answer that. It's
I know because everything has got its own little, you know what I mean? Like Sunday, like I do the Sunday service deal. You know what I mean? I go out there and like that one's cool because it's during the day, which is something that we see a
right.
lot down south. Like you guys can somehow manage to do shit during the day, but
Yeah,
like we typically I feel like we can't. So you know what I mean that's cool for that reason. But then everywhere you go has its own little cool features or you know what I mean stuff that happens that
I totally agree. And also, manage the track here. I'm one of the managers that we have a track like 10 minutes away from us called Wichita Raceway Park. And
hmm
I go out there, I video and I announce. And so if I'm not out of town, usually I'm at our track if we're running a race. Like this last weekend, we had just like a bracket and index race, but for some reason it blew up.
right.
And thank you, social media. But
Thank you.
yeah, we had a ton of people there, and it ended up being a pretty cool time. I'm not a huge bracket index racer type
Yeah,
fan or
it's not
anything like
like
that.
that kind of thing, but
Yeah, but it was cool. It was
it's
drag
still
racing and
racing,
people
so
were
it's
having
still
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah, it was one of those things that it was a good time. So
absolutely. So, do you got anything cool coming up that you want to shout out?
there's some stuff coming up that I don't know. They probably don't want it shouted out yet, as far as some Mexico stuff,
I
but
think
they
if
got
we're
some
if
stuff
we're
coming.
talking about the part two,
Yeah, round
yeah, yeah,
two. I'm gonna
round
try
two,
to
we'll
make
be
it
around
up.
two.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it up or north or wherever that is,
Right,
south or whatever it is. I'm gonna try to make it to
Mexico
that.
South.
Yeah, all Mexico-ish. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to make it to that, and Outlaw Armageddon. I'll be hitting that thing up. If you've never been to that, I suggest you doing that.
I haven't. I haven't been Outlaw Armageddon, and there's a bunch of people going, and they're telling me about how awesome a time it is. When is that? Do you know the date offhand?
That is the first weekend of August, so it's coming right up.
The first weekend of August. I'll have
Yeah.
to look at that because that's also a hike for me. It's not easy to make the them long trips all the time.
Well, yeah, I totally get it, and the fact is, that you guys are so far away. It's like you're gonna have to eventually just move here or close to.
That yeah. Look, do you know how much everybody's been breaking my back lately about moving? Everybody's like, "Oh, you should just move. You should move to Ohio. You should do this. You should do that. You know what I mean? Move over there." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you know what's going to happen? The
Yeah.
second that I move somewhere, I'm going to turn around. And they're going to be like, Delaware on the map. Bam, Jersey,
Oh.
crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm be like, oh, great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've totally got FOMO. I've got fear of missing out so bad. It's so hard to like, I don't know, just like when I'm at when I'm at home on the weekend, which never happens. I'm just like I gotta go to do this. I gotta go.
Right.
Yeah, the slower than you team, they're moving down to freaking DFW.
Yeah, they're getting in it.
So,
They're getting in it with the quickness. I seen they just posted
hmm
up, I think, a picture of the house. So they're moving into town. All right. Well,
so
it's about that time. It's a little after 10, but I know you had mentioned some sponsors earlier. Do you want to give them a big shout out for helping out and everything?
definitely, definitely. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Doug Cook at Motion Raceworks. They've been a huge supporter of what I do, and I I can't say enough good things about them. MotionRaceworks.com. Go check it out. I'm sure you guys have heard of it.
Oh yeah.
Go check them out.
I think I've been
Uh,
trying to hit them up.
yeah, yeah, they're super cool. Doug's so cool. Everybody that works up there, I met them at PRI a few years ago, and I've got an
Are you
awesome
going this
relationship with
year?
them. Definitely.
All right.
That
I
is,
don't know how yet, but I'm going to PRI this year too, so I'll see you there.
yeah, that's the one you need to go to. I don't go to SEMA anymore. I go to
No,
PRI.
I went a couple
So,
years ago, but it was when I had my shop, so it was for like it was a little bit different of a reason, but I'm
right.
definitely excited to get back out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, stop at PRI and check that out. It's always a good time. Second of all, 1320 Wheels, Derek Hopwood, so cool. They're awesome people. They've been supporting me for a long time as well. 1320wheels.com. They got all the wheels that people want, and you can't really mess with them. I mean, they got the welds, they got picked up CCW, they picked up all kinds of every wheel that you want and you see on cars left and right, and
They got the
they're
wheel
they're
game
they're
on
good
lock.
people. Lock, and then third, Dynacom Industries. I don't know if you know who they are, but they're from actually they're from DFW, and they make awesome dynos, including hub dynos.
Oh shit.
So I posted that video yesterday. I don't know if you saw that one about a couple of people that I hang with called the team the Love.
Right.
They didn't exactly tighten up the bead locks to spec.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
bead
yeah.
lock
Now
flew
with the
off the
beadlock, yep.
wheel. That wouldn't happen on a hub dyno because the hubs are going to
Well,
be
because there's no
attached.
tires on on the hub dyno.
Exactly. But that was a bad deal anyways. That was just
Shit
that was just, I
happens.
just kind of put up that video to kind of just double check your stuff. Just double check your stuff.
Yep.
It's not worth going out there. People are going stupid fast these days
Yeah.
uh, on the streets and on the track.
On
I just
sketchy
like,
surfaces.
yeah, on sketchy surfaces, and they're making insane power. So just double check your stuff. It's sorry about getting the notification there. But it's always a good thing. Just double check your stuff. Be safe. Double check all your safety. And I've only in the last probably 2 years I've started to do that myself. I've got a few vehicles that I race, and they're kind of light on the safety aspect, and I need to get on that. So
That's a big thing, and I think that people people got to understand that somebody, I forget who it was, but somebody made a long post at the start of the season about putting it back on jack stands. Go back over it. You've been thrashing all winter. You know what I mean? Double
that
check.
was probably that was probably Doug Cook. He made
I
a
think it may
huge
have been.
post. Yeah, it was Doug Cook at Motion. Just double check stuff. He even wrote like a to-do list.
Yeah,
Like to check things. So yeah, everybody make sure you're checking stuff. Be safe out there. I don't like to see people banging the wall or doing anything like that. So people just be safe out there.
absolutely. Well, look, brother, I appreciate you coming on tonight. I appreciate all the awesome content, and I actually want to thank you because, believe it or not, you've been one of my motivators. I've been watching your videos, and you know what I mean. So now it's cool to be sitting down talking with you and everything else, and you know what I mean, getting to do that. That's pretty damn awesome, and I want to thank you for that because it's everybody doesn't realize we all look up to folks. You know what I mean, throughout the industry and everything. We've all been watching videos for ages and whatnot. So that's very cool, and I greatly appreciate whatever it was that made you just decide to start doing this stuff.
Well, Matt, I appreciate you. You're doing awesome, dude, and this is just the beginning. So you're a talented MFer, dude. Keep at
We're
it.
we're gonna get buck wild. We're gonna get buck wild in here.
Oh, I guarantee that.
All right. So now, before we log off, tell everybody where they can find the information, the website, the Facebook page, the whole deal. Make sure everybody goes and checks it out right now.
All right. First of all, if you haven't liked NXGonzo video, go hit that thumb. Go check me out on Instagram, Snapchat. I did kind of before, so it's DSM Gonzo.
Yep.
Yeah, DSM Gonzo is the Snapchat, and that's all I got right now. I'll probably do a TikTok pretty soon.
Get on TikTok. I'm telling you. I don't know why, and it'll confuse the shit out of you, but it might work. Well, I appreciate
all right.
it. We're going to get you off for now, and thank you very much for coming on this evening.
Hey.
Oh, man, he's freezing up. That's dope, man. You know, there's a lot of great folks that are out there in the world doing this stuff right now. And it's something that, you know what I mean, was hard for me personally back in my previous days in the past. Something that, you know, that I really changed about myself is that instead of, you know, trying to look at people as competition or anything like that, think about how you can help people and how you can work together. And I think that's a big part of it too. A lot of, you know, people ask questions about what's going on and this, that, and the other. I'll tell you that, you know, a lot of this is coming from hard work, just getting up every day, doing it. The people that you see successful, you know, like Aaron and, you know, and like Billy and anybody else that I know that's out here doing it, Justin Malcolm, you know what I mean? They've been working. So, been trying to put that same kind of work ethic in myself because I know that's going to be a good outcome. Do good things. Justin Malcolm says it all the time. Positive vibes only. J Malcolm 2004. You guys know the deal. And keep working at it. Everybody this year is killing it, and I see it. You know what I mean? I see amazing thing happening. I see people from Delaware, other people I know from Delaware, going from talking to me, hey, they're doing this thing. You guys should come out, and then they're like, all right, we're going to do it. They make travel arrangements. They do this whole thing. They drive from Delaware to Ohio to come out to this race. Not only come out to the race, but be awesome in, you know, awesome competitors and being competitive and, you know what I mean, having a good time. So that was dope to see. And that's all the kind of stuff we like to see. As for tonight, oh, man, I think we're going to get about wrapped up. I've got some things that I need to get taken care of. As usual, I'm working on a teaser clip for JJ's Arm Drop, Windy Hollow. It's probably going to take me a little bit longer. I don't know. I may stay up late tonight. I'm not sure how we're going to do this all, but we're going to get it figured out, and we're going to make it happen. Don't forget this weekend, Detroit Hood TV's Pouring Your Own Prep Friday night, Mile and Driveway, back half of the track. We got, I think, first pair is Beater Bomb and Cracker. Craig Metcalf, Joey Heichel. That is going to be a killer race. Those are some two killers right there. So that's going to be dope coming up. Then Saturday, we got No Prep Mania. We got all kinds of racers going out to that as well. Going to be a great weekend of racing action as usual. And I'm sure that there's going to be plenty of pandemonium in the streets because it seems like anywhere that I go that there is always some pandemonium in these streets. Something happening. If you guys haven't caught up, I got the flat tire on this trip. It was crazy. Another over 24 hours awake, no sleep. That was funny. The guys that were at the race at Sunday service, I had to look at a video, right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like shaking. Well, partially my hands are, you know what I mean? I'm not that steady anyway. But they're like, damn, dude, like, it's not that big of a deal. Calm down. I'm like, yeah, I've been awake 24 hours. I was like, and what you don't know is I've had a bunch of energy drinks. I actually went and got a 5-hour energy thing, and I hit that and downed it with an energy drink. Like, I went hardcore to make it through this weekend. But excellent time. I want to thank Bill and Billy. Absolutely. Them folks and Vicky, you know what I mean? The Hoskinsons, they're out there like second family. Those are some great people. So make sure you guys check out everything that they're doing. They're doing a fantastic job. I also, while we're here, for those of you still left, I want to thank everybody, Windy Hollow Dragway. I want to thank JJ's crew. I didn't have something to share at the end of the show. No, I had something. The thing I had to share was the 20,000, that we're so close to 20,000. So we are less than 150 followers away from 20,000 followers on Facebook, but we're not going to celebrate just yet. 25,000 is going to be the goal. But back to what I was saying, I want to thank everybody on JJ's crew, Windy Hollow Dragway. Everybody made a great weekend. Folks always making me feel welcome, and I greatly, greatly appreciate that because, you know what I mean? It's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard to get this work done, but it's a whole lot easier when everybody, you know what I mean? Everybody shows you respect. Everybody shows you love. It's a great time. All the fans out there had a blast. Can't wait to do it again. And we're going to be doing it again this weekend. And probably the next weekend, and probably the next weekend, and probably the weekend after that until the racing season is over, ladies and gentlemen. And that is pure pandemonium in these streets.